Hey, what's up with you guys? This is Irfan here from Incubator.com and welcome to another breakdown video. In today's video, I'm going to show you what exactly happened on GBPUSD. Today is April 25th and I want to show you what happened 5 minutes after New York session opened, which was absolutely crazy. So the only good trades that we had this morning were for GBPUSD and GBPJPY, but I'm gonna just show you GBPUSD because they're almost similar to each other and it was a beautiful setup. So GBPUSD, as you can see, this is 7:20 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, and we had a huge spike towards downside. So this is a 5-minute time frame. If I want to break it down to, let's say, 1 hour, which is max for me, and I don't go further than that, you see that we have a huge drop. So the drop started from here, so it means that we have a huge gap and the price has to come back to fill in the gap here, and then it did a little bit of correction and then dropped again, a little bit of correction, dropped, correction, dropped, correction, dropped. See, it keeps dropping like significantly after breaking this structure from here to here, because if you pay attention to this area, you see that the price was just consolidating all the time from here to here. And you see that this consolidation from all the way from here, which is April 8th to April 22nd, and then after that huge break of structure towards downside, and now we have a downtrend market. So, and this is the 50-minute time frame. I want to show you 5 minutes, 50 minutes, and 1 hour to show you exactly what's happening, and I try to identify all high probability order blocks, supply zones and demand zones. And what I noticed was, first of all, this huge gap that needs to be filled in, and this gap right here. So we have two gaps that need to be filled in, but you got to be careful, guys. You shouldn't just buy after seeing this bullish engulfing candle. I changed my time frame to 5-minute time frame, and then I noticed that we have a really strong high probability supply zone from here to here. So if you don't know what high probability supply and demand zones are, guys, I highly recommend you to watch all my videos. I mean, not all of them because there are 130 videos, but watch most of my videos. Watch the first video on my channel that I talk about high probability supply and demand zones, which can give you a really better idea of the definition of these two, because they're super fundamental. It's super easy. I'm not using a single indicator when it comes to trading these strategies, just pure price action and identifying some zones. And for this one, so if you want to find a high probability supply zone, you gotta find the last bullish candle that happened, which is this candle right here. But since there are two bullish candles back to back before the first bearish candle after it dropped, we are going to take these two. So we are going to take this candle and this candle, and then you start drawing from the bottom all the way to the top, and then as you can see, it dropped out of the box, and the next candle after this drop never tapped into this zone. So that's why there is a gap between this zone and this candle, and that's why this is a high probability order block. If there is no gap, there is no high probability order block. So you gotta pay attention to that. For finding a high probability supply zone, you gotta find the last bullish candle, which in this case is this one. So even if you want to take the last one, it's gonna be from here to here. But since there are two bullish candles back to back, then we take two of them. And then I was waiting for the price to tap into this level, which actually it did. Let me show you. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting, and see that this candle literally tapped this one. So if I wanted to just take the last one, it would never reach that and I would have missed the opportunity. But since I took the last two, then I know that it literally tapped into this level, rejected, and then after that we have a bearish engulfing candle. So this is the best opportunity to take a sell position, put your stop loss above the previous candle. I mean, the best thing to do is to put it above the zone, but the risk to reward ratio is going to be less. So if I want to take a 1-to-1, in this case it's going to be here, whereas if I just put it above the candle, it's going to be almost 1-to-2. And this is exactly what happened after that, which was really cool. So I knew that it's going to come down further, and it actually did tap the TP, but at the same time we had a high probability demand zone from here to here, because if you want to find a high probability demand zone, you gotta find the last bearish candle, which in this case is this one right here, because this is a red candle and I start from the top all the way to the bottom, and this could be a really good TP right here. but it actually didn't respect that. I could have just, you know, left the runner all the way to this area because there's so much liquidity below this area, this liquidity right here, this support level. But this is what happened. So this is exactly what happened. It didn't respect this at all, and it just came down, grabbed the liquidity, and then it just kept going down. It's super easy, guys. How many indicators did I use? 0. I just used pure price action, only using high probability supply and demand zone. But a lot of people are like, okay, so we took this position. It was a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio trade. But some people wait for the price to tap into this level and then they take their buy position. But let me show you what the safest way is if you want to decide whether you want to get into a position or not. So let's say that you already identified this high probability demand zone right here, and you waited for the price to tap into this zone. So this is literally the first candle that tapped into this zone. So in this case, if you want to take a position, the best thing to do is to take your buy position above the previous candle, which in this case is going to be here. And as you can see, it's already triggered. So if you want to take your trade after this, because you have a bullish engulfing candle and it tapped into this zone, and then you take your position here, you put your stop loss here, and you put your TP somewhere out here, but you get stopped out because of this weak candle here. But what's the solution, guys? Before taking any trade, you need to be careful. You need to pay attention to all support and resistance levels. In this case, we have a really strong support level from a resistance level from here to here. See, guys? And if I want to take my position here, I'm super close to the nearest resistance level. So if I want to take a trade after seeing this momentum, it should be somewhere around here. And then my stop loss here, my TP somewhere around here, which would be too far, right? Because we have this resistance level here, which is a very strong one because it used to be a previous support and it broke below this level and then it came back up, pull back, test, again, wanted to come down again, pull back, test, and then pull back, test 3 times. So we know that this is a really strong zone, which is our resistance level. So I hope that you don't get it mistaken by high probability supply zone, because or these two colors are the same, all of them are the same. So this is high probability demand zone. Oh, sorry, let me just, this is a high probability supply zone, and this is our resistance level. So if I want to take my position here, it's super close to that. And as you can see, this is exactly what happened. So let's say you take your position here, it went up, tapped into this level, respected this level, and then it actually came the opposite direction. And once this candle tapped this level, then it becomes invalid, because it's not invalid, not high probability anymore. So because after one time touch, it's going to be kind of invalid, I would say. So pay attention to the closest support and resistance levels if you want to take a position. Whereas this one, there is no support level, there's no strong support level that I should be worried about if I take my sell position below the previous candle, which is this one right here. So if I take my sell position here, I know that the price, I mean, I can actually, we don't know 100%, we never know 100%, but at least we can assume that 90%, there's a 90% chance that it might happen. So if I take my sell position here, I know that there's a huge gap from here to here, so I'm going to like close my position here, because I know that there's a high probability demand zone, this area as well, which is going to be from here to here. Okay, so it makes sense. But in this case, it's kind of risky, because imagine the market is downtrend. We are experiencing lower lows and lower highs, and we are having a very strong resistance level right here. So there's no, I mean, it doesn't make sense to take my buy position here, and I know that there is a resistance level exactly above that, just a few pips away, and also the trend of the market is bearish. So I'm not going to do that. And I know it already tapped into, and it actually didn't. No, it actually didn't. See, it didn't tap. It didn't tap. So let's say that you come down and then you see this one right here. Okay, so this candle tapped, you're waiting for a confirmation. I want to show you this example. This is a good one as well, because this one didn't tap. It was my bad. And we have a bullish engulfing candle. Then in this case, you gotta trade or I would say open your buy position above the previous candle, and it never tapped. It never broke the previous candle, never broke above it. So that's why we're safe. Even if we put our buy stop here, it never gets triggered, and then the price kept coming down, and it made the zone invalid. So in both cases we are safe. But let's say that this candle literally tapped into the zone, and then we know that there is a strong resistance level here. We just don't take our trade. Very, very important, guys. You got to pay attention to the zones, not only high probability supply and demand zones. You got to pay attention to the structure of the formation of the candle, the pattern that forms after it taps into that zone, and like support and resistance levels. You got to close your trade before the nearest support or resistance level, and that's all it is. Okay, so guys, that's it for this GBPUSD tutorial. I mean, there was only one pair, but in my opinion there were so many lessons inside one pair and one trade that we took, and it was a beautiful trade, by the way. But if you have any question, drop your comment below this video. I'll personally get back to you and answer all your questions. So before you go, I want to show you the results of GBPUSD Incubator, guys. Today we are sitting at April 25th. We are up 90%, 90.40% on a brand new $1,000 account that we installed in March 7th, and it's almost 1.32% in profit. We had a small withdrawal as well for $100. It's $877 in profit, just because we had a $100 withdrawal is $1,777. But right now it was still in a little bit of drawdown because we still have some open trades. And the thing is that, let me just see if I can change this camera. And the thing is that we have this like open trades right now. If I want to show you my VPS account, it looks like this, guys. The EA started opening some sell position after this consolidation here, and then it came down. But I want to show you what's happening on TradingView, because you can clearly see everything and the analysis that I personally did to make sure that everything is actually going good. So when I was analyzing gold, I noticed that in 1 hour time frame, we have, like in 1 hour and 4 hour time frame, we have this huge gap. Not a huge gap, like, yeah, there is a huge gap from here because we have a high probability supply zone. Let me just delete this one. We have a high probability supply zone here in 1 hour time frame. Even in 4 hour time frame, we have this high probability supply zone. So they are in confluence with each other. 1 hour high probability supply zone is exactly inside the 4 hour one supply zone. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It came down, there's a gap, it has to be filled in, there's a consolidation. It started creating a very strong support level, because when the price came down, we have a touch here, and it tried to go up again, pull back, touch, try to go up, pull back, touch. See, it actually touched this zone 3 times. So we know that it started creating some support level, and it's ready to go up to fill in this gap, which is a 5-minute high probability supply zone, and this one, which is a 1 hour and 4 hour high probability supply zones. So that's why it's right now is in a little bit of drawdown, and then it has a buy position right here, but it actually took some trades during London session, and it was a profitable trade. So as you can see, these are all the trades, but it's still going on. We'll see what happens. I keep you posted, guys. If you want to like stay updated for the latest results of GBPUSD Incubator, I highly recommend you to join our Telegram channel. I'm gonna leave a link below this video, which you can join, and it's really easy to keep track of everything. The links and everything are there. And if you want to grab your license and you want to trade completely hands-free, don't want to get involved in the market yourself, go grab your license from smartincubator.com, and then after that, send us your account number. We'll manually activate your account. So if you have any question, you know what to do, and see you in the next one.